Hey guys, welcome back to another little life update video. So, I fell off. I stopped posting, and I said if that happens, for you to unsubscribe. But you're still here, and this is the story of what happened. If you guys watched the last life update video, in that video I mentioned that I got a girlfriend, and that was actually my first long-term relationship. And if you notice my tense, I said was, because now I've broken up with her, which is a whole other story. But long story short, I realized that I myself am not ready for a relationship. I broke up with her because I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I don't think I've done the right things and I've worked hard enough for myself to be in a relationship yet. And yeah, I'm just not in the place in life that I want to be when I want to be in a relationship. I'm not what I would class as boyfriend material. So yeah, I was like, nah, I have further to go. I have more work to do, and that's essentially the main reason why I broke up with her. Um, Another thing that happened was I had this period where I had a lot of stress in my life. I had a lot of things going on. I had medical issues. I had um, stress from exams. I had financial pressure. I had coursework stress. I had stress from my job because of several reasons. I had a lot of stress on my plate and I put a lot on my plate. And because of that, I had a little period where it all just hit me at once and it was really, really starting to affect me. My speech became really bad. I kept stuttering. You might notice a stutter here and there while I'm trying to speak. And my memory faltered. My short-term and my long-term memory both became really, really bad. And even like my just general cognitive ability declined. There was one point I remember where the only thing that seemed to be helping was being around my friends. So I kept inviting my friends over. And there was this one specific week where I was having all these problems. So I invited all my friends over. And the second they all come over, I decided to go in the shower. And I don't know why I did that. It makes absolutely no sense. Like they're there chilling in my room, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go head in the shower, and they're just looking at me thinking, the hell, why is this guy invited us over and now he's going for a shower now? That it wasn't making sense in my actions, and there was so many small things like that in my behavior that was just, if you looked at it from an external view, you'd think that what the hell is this guy doing? But everything in my head made total sense, and I was thinking, yeah, this is how I'm meant to do it, and this and this and this, and I eventually realized that the reason this was happening was because I was overthinking everything a lot. So I literally used to spend minutes, like tens of minutes, thinking about what I should do in my day to day. Like I would wake up and then sit and think there for like 5-10 minutes. Oh, maybe I should go do this. Actually, no, there's pluses and negatives to this. No, I shouldn't do that. I should go do this instead. No, actually, let me go do this. Actually, no, I'll do things in this order. And I just kept doing that every single day for a good month, and life was just moving so slowly. And the only thing that I keep linking it back to is stress, and also my sleep. My sleep schedule was really bad at that time. So because of both of these issues, every single time I got more stressed, so every single time my sleep declined, my memory got worse, and like my mental cognitive abilities got worse as well. And it was honestly like a really, really difficult period for me, because for me, like my mental clarity, or even like my mind generally, is something that I hold prized. I'm proud of my mind. I'm proud of my intelligence. I'm proud of the way my mind works sometimes. So to see that decline was a big character shift for me, which just made that whole period so much worse. Because then I started to doubt myself. My whole frame of identity got thrown into question. Like, imagine you've believed certain facts about yourself for your entire life, and then all of a sudden, one day, everything that you know about yourself gets thrown into question. And that's exactly what happened to me. And honestly, it was humbling, but obviously, yeah, I wish it didn't happen, but I'm also kind of glad it did happen because it taught me how fragile the human mind really is. And this realization made me think all of these good habits that we do in self improvement, we do them for a reason. And it's so easy to destroy something. Like, I have a glass here with some coffee in it. To build this glass, or to make this glass, it'll take such a long time to temper it, to get the shape right, to get the design right, all of that sort of stuff. But then for me to break it, all I have to do is throw it on the floor or throw it against a wall. And that's it, it's broken. It's always so much easier and so much simpler to break something than it is to actually build something. You can spend years and years and years building something up, and then in just one instant it's broken. And that's exactly what happened to me. Or that's at least the way that I felt. I felt like my whole mental frame had just broken just like that. All of my intelligence, my memory, everything. Imagine losing your memory. Imagine not being able to remember what you did 10 seconds ago. And that's literally what was happening to me. I felt disabled. I had to tell everyone around me to be like, yeah, I'm just losing my memory, just bear with me. And there were even times that, like, I tried going into work here and there. I took off, like, quite a few days. And I informed my manager. Luckily, my manager was, like, really chill with it. Like, obviously, I didn't tell them specifically what happened. I just said I was going through a lot of stress and it was affecting my memory and everything, which was the truth. But, yeah. And the main things that helped me get out of this and build myself back up is improving my diet, getting back into a proper sleep schedule, and reevaluating the way that I attack things based on like stress, like stressful things. Because what I used to do is I'd used to let things build up and be like, oh, I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later, until I had to deal with it, all of it in one go. And now, obviously, looking back, I realize that isn't a beneficial way to do things. It's better to have a constant low level of stress in your life rather than have spikes of huge amounts of stress, which is what I was doing. I was having these spikes of huge amounts of stress where I was just tackling all my problems in one go, diffusing the fire, and all of a sudden the fire was too big and it burned me down. Instead, if I keep the fire at a low level and maintain it like that and live my life, which, yeah, it will be a stressful life, yeah, it will be difficult, but I'm keeping it here instead of letting it get to here where it causes a bigger problem, which is exactly what happened. So yeah, that was very difficult for me. That was like, as of me recording this, it's currently June. All of this was happening back in March, April time. So yeah, it was a whole other thing. My health declined. I had a medical issue as well, which I mentioned prior, which is a whole other thing because NHS, bro, NHS, it took me so long to get an appointment to actually figure out what was going on. Had to go to the A&E like 2-3 times, and then the first time they said it was one thing, and now they're saying it's something completely different after I got my scan done. And now the scan is supposedly meant to be more accurate, but with how fast the guy was doing the scans, I don't even know if it is accurate. So currently have a medical issue, which I have no idea what it is, because I've been told it's 3 different things, and it could be any of those 3 different things. And the worst thing is, this medical issue prevented me from going to the gym for a while. So the reason why, like, this whole time I've been able to sustain the stress getting so high was because I was able to go to the gym. I was able to use that as a physical outlet of my stress. But then I couldn't go to the gym anymore. All of a sudden I had no more physical outlet. And boom, just like that, everything came tumbling down. So, anyways, yeah, now the medical issue has subsided. There's no pain anymore. There's no real effects that are affecting my day-to-day life right now, which is good, but I don't know if it could lead to something later on down the line. I'm going to get it checked out properly later, like by proper doctors, not the NHS, because that was a different experience. But at least for now, things have calmed down. I can go back to the gym, so I've been getting consistent in that again. Like, I even got like skinnier. All of my family was saying, "Oh, you've lost so much weight and this and that." I'm like, they're like, "Oh, have you been underfed?" And I'm like, "No, I've just lost a lot of muscle because I haven't been going to the gym." And like I said, it's so easy to lose something. It's so easy to break something, but to build it up takes years and years and years. But everything just broke and fell apart like that. And that's why you need to be so careful about not breaking things. That's why you need to be so careful about maintaining these good positive habits, which prevent you from going into things like this, which prevent you from just shit happening in your life. Like, yeah, man, it was a depressing period. And all throughout this period, I had a girlfriend as well. Like, I used to think if I had a girlfriend, like the girlfriend that I had, if I had a girlfriend, everything would be fine. Everything would be so much more bearable. And honestly, yeah, it was a bit, but at the same time, like, it didn't help in the way that I wanted. My mental wasn't right. And the only person who can fix your mental is you, not someone else. Not a girlfriend, not a boyfriend, not your husband, not your wife. They can support you. They can be there to support you. Your friends can be there to support you. But at the end of the day, the only one who can pick up the broken pieces of yourself is you. And that's what self-improvement is about. That's why I do all of this stuff. Because I want to teach you how to do this shit yourself. How to grow yourself. How to fix yourself, because you're the reason you're in this rut. You're the only one that can pull yourself out of it. No one's going to do the hard work for you. No one's going to go to the gym for you. No one's going to journal for you. No one's going to meditate for you. So anyways, yeah, the next thing is, throughout this time, because it was very stressful as well, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I broke up with my first girlfriend, technically she wasn't my girlfriend, but yeah, after that whole ordeal happened, I started smoking for a period, and then I quit. And this year I started smoking again, and this was all happening all throughout the March-April time, where I had all of this stress going on. So I'm sure in some way, one way or another, it attributed to all of that, and it made it worse in one way or another. Like, I know smoking is bad, but I did it anyways as an escape, because it's instant gratification. It just felt good in the moment. And none of this is an excuse, because I know what I did was wrong. But rather reasoning for a plea of understanding, so you guys can understand why I did what I did. It doesn't mean it was right. It was wrong, objectively. But yeah, I was smoking for that period of my life, and I didn't enjoy it. Like, it was so funny. I would smoke, and I actually felt like puking while I was smoking. I literally felt like I wanted to puke, but I would still smoke just for the nicotine rush. Like, it was so stupid. And honestly, me having the experience of smoking has helped me understand why people smoke so much better, because before I was always on the other side. I'd never experienced it before. I'd never been, not addicted, but I'd never been drawn to it. So I'd always thought, why do people smoke? It's so unattractive, it's so disgusting, it's so smelly, it's so unhealthy for you. Why would someone smoke? And now I understand. And even though I understand, like I said, it doesn't make it a good thing. But I understand and I sympathize more. People use it as a cope because, honestly, I'll be real with you. Life is shit. This life, you only get out of it what you make of it. If you don't make anything out of it and you just go along living it like a sheep, like a robot, being drawn this way and that way, which most people are, I feel like most people don't actually think about what they're doing, which I haven't done. Like, I've been in that place before as well. I haven't thought about what I was doing. I just did it because I thought, oh, let me go do this. Let me do this. Because I think I'm thinking on my own, but then I realize, no, I'm just following my environment. No, I'm just following the people around me. No, I'm just doing whatever appears to be trendy. And when you do that, that's when you get led down a dark path. That's when all these dark influences come in. That's when you start smoking, start drinking, start doing all these sorts of things, going partying, going clubbing. Actually, deep it for a sec, bro. What's the benefits of going to a club? Apart from the 0.1% chance that you might end up talking to a girl there, if you can muster up the confidence. And even if you do talk to a girl there, there's no guarantee that you'd get her number. There's no guarantee she would even have a conversation with you. There's no guarantee you'd even meet her again outside of that club. And this is what I mean. It's... People do these things because they're expecting some sort of huge benefit out of it. But the chances of getting that benefit are so low. Or the benefit is immediate, but then the after effect is much more worse to your health. All of these things, people chase these things because they think this is what will be best for them. This is what society deems as good to do. But it leads you down a dark path. Anyway, I can go like hours and hours talking about this topic, but I need to get through this. The next thing, yeah. Like I said, I fell off gym. Now I'm starting to go again consistently. I want to get back to my peak gym era. And honestly, I think I have 100% faith in myself that I will get there because I've done it before. And that's the thing about me is if I've done something before, there's no reason why I can't do it again. And another level on top of that is if someone else can do something, why can't I do it? They're not predisposed to it. Like, people could say, oh, genetics, or whatever. But all of that is just fluff. It's about your will at the end of the day. And I know with my will, I can go to the gym, I can get consistent in it, I can build my body back up to what it was. Now, I'm not saying my body is bad right now. Other people look at my body as it is in this current state and be like, yo, I wish I had your body. But I look at it and I'm like, no, I can do better. I'm grateful for the body that I have, but it's also the mindset that I'm grateful, but I can do better. And that's a sweet spot. You don't want to be cocky, where you think you're the best in the world, there's nothing better that you can do, blah, blah, blah. And you're satisfied with where you're at. But at the same time, you don't want to also be the other end of the coin, or the opposite side of the coin, which is just hating on your physique and thinking like shit of yourself. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm happy with where I'm at. But that doesn't mean I'm satisfied. I want to keep working. I want to keep being consistent. I want to be disciplined. I want to build myself. I want to just keep going. Because the thing is, you either end up in an upward spiral or a downward spiral. And I was in a downward spiral for the past few months. But now I've somehow managed to flip it into an upward spiral. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm filming again. Anyways, so the other thing is, I'm back at home, as you can tell, for summer, but not just for summer. I'm also taking a gap year, and this gap year is to buy myself some time to really figure out what I'm doing, where I'm going, and create a plan, create a game plan, a plan of action, something to work towards, rather than just mindlessly filtering through life. Instead of doing that, I'm like, no, okay, pause. Let's figure out what's happening. Let's get consistent in the good habits again. Let's build myself back up and then figure it out. And that's what I'm doing this gap year for. Now, a lot of people would look at this and be like, yo, what the hell are you doing? But for me, luckily, it's perfect timing. I've got 2 years left. I've already done 2 years of uni, so I'm halfway through. Perfect time to take a break. If it was a year afterwards, then it would be like, there's no point doing a gap year because I've only got a year left. And if it was a year beforehand, I'd have 3 years extra to go. And it would be like, do I really want to do a gap year now? And I've got a whole 3 years to go. So, and I was only a year in at that point. Yeah, no. So yeah, I'm taking a gap year now, and my plan throughout this is to just work, stack my money, stack my skills, stack my knowledge, and just work on myself. Go all in on self-improvement. Get on the gold pill. None of you would know what the gold pill is right now, apart from maybe one or two of you. But I'll have a video coming out on it soon. And actually, it's not called the gold pill anymore. It's going to be called the golden framework. So yeah. And then next, what else is new? I lost a friend. I lost one of my closest friends, actually, which was a long time in coming. He was honestly like, I don't mean any offense to him, but I feel like he held me back more than he pushed me forward. I tried pulling him forward and he just held me back. And I felt like I was giving more to the relationship or more to the friendship than he was. And sometimes you have to make sacrifices like that. Sometimes you have to stand your line and draw a boundary and be like, no, this doesn't run. This, enough is enough. And that's what I had to do, because there are people in life who will hold you back. They'll come across as if they're your friends. They'll come across as if they're there to support you. But at the end of the day, they'll put themselves first. And everyone's going to put themselves first. You can't blame someone for doing that. But I put myself first, but I'm still able to be there for other people. And that's the difference between me and someone else. So I don't regret the decision that I made. I do sometimes think, yeah, the memories that we had were nice, but at the end of the day, that's all they were, memories. And that's what they are. That's something I can remember. I'm glad I've got those memories. I'm glad I've got those experiences. And now I can move on forward, live my life, find new friends, make new experiences, make new memories, but hopefully with better people now that can support me with my goals, that can join me alongside my goals, that can be part of my goals. Imagine that. Imagine the amplitude of experiences that could be available to you if you don't close yourself off to thinking, yeah, this is my only friend. So yeah, I lost a close friend, but here's what it is. Broke up with my girlfriend and lost a close friend. These past few months have been crazy. So much has happened, like so much negative. I think like the last few life updates that I did, I was like saying, oh, so much positive, so much positive, so much positive. And now all of a sudden it's like, boom, so much negative. And that's just life. That's what happens. There's always going to be highs and lows. Go watch that video if you haven't already. But yeah, with my social life, there's going to be a little bit of a transition now, because obviously now I'm taking this gap year. But the problem is, all of my friends, or most of my friends, are at uni, so I'm going to start to feel very lonely again. And it's going to be very difficult to overcome. I'm going to try and figure out my way out of it, and obviously I'll keep you guys updated because life updates and videos will continue as always. But I don't know. I'm obviously going to keep in contact with the majority or as many as I can of my friends from uni because I want to, and they're good people. The ones that I've kept, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of scared because humans are social creatures, right? And in this day and age, it's so difficult to be social. There's two types of people. The one, like me, that craves social interaction, and then the other type of person who's scared of social interaction and avoids it as much as possible. And that's what makes it so difficult, is because people like me are thinking everyone's scared of social interaction. And then the people that are scared of social interaction are thinking there's more people like me, everyone's trying to talk to them, so they're trying to avoid everyone. You get what I mean? So it creates this polarizing dynamic where it makes it just really, really difficult to socialize. And I think like lockdown and corona amplified that effect. But I don't know, maybe I just haven't been out there enough. And maybe I literally just need to talk to more people. I'm going to work a lot more on like warm approach, cold approach, all that sort of stuff. I've been looking into it a lot more again. And just like I was around about this time last year, get back into the cold approach game, get back into like, oh, I cold approached 100 people today, haha. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now, finally, where to go from here? I've kind of already covered it, but the YouTube's going to be a very big focus because I want to bring back consistency and discipline in my videos. My physique, I'm expecting it to go levels, skyrocket. And social life, like I said, I don't know. That one I'm going to have to figure out. I'm going to try and, like, at the very, very least, I won't be able to maintain what I had because at uni it's literally like, I can walk outside my room and then go knock on my flatmate's door and be like, yo, let's hang out. And I could do that any day of the week. Whenever I wanted, I'd be able to hang out with a different friend every single day, basically. Or every single hour of every single day. Whereas here at home, because I'm now just living with my family, I'm not living with friends, I'm not in a flat, I'm not in the communal building, it's a lot more of just like, I'm not isolated, because I'm obviously still with my family, but I'm more closed off. I'm in my own personal environment, which is nice to be back in, but there's a lot less exposure to social life. So I'm going to try and at least like bring back some elements of it, have like frequent social events that I can do, things where I'm hanging out with people, just to keep that side of me sane. But at the same time, I know it's not going to be as much as it once was, and that is a bit disappointing. But at the same time, I also know that, hey, I'm the guy that hosted two huge flat parties that had hundreds of people come, and I've cold approached over 100 people. Like, these are things, the things that I'm saying to you right now, these are things that are personal to me, that are memories that I remember, that are things that I've done. No one else can sit there and say, I mean, yeah, sure, they might have done it, but this is something that's like, it's so intrinsic to me because it's something I've experienced, and it was huge for me. I never thought I would be able to be that type of person that would host a party, but I did it. And that's what's so crazy. And the fact that I've done all this just proves to me, yeah, I can bounce back from this. I said in the last life update, we're on it, or something like that. And the title of this one's going to be We Weren't on It. But now we're going to be on it. Now we're, yeah. Because the thing is, you can before I would actually say, even though I made it seem like, yeah, I can do better, I can do better, I can do better. I always have a mindset that I can do better, but I was still doing pretty good. Whereas now, I'm like down here. I'm not doing that good at all, or I wasn't doing that good at all. And now it's going like slightly up. Like you see the way my finger's bending, slightly up, and then I'm gonna slowly bring it back up. And yeah, now we're gonna get back on it. I've got a lot of plans. I've got like over 50 videos already scripted, ready to go. And yeah, we're gonna get back on it. We weren't on it, but we're gonna get back on it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.